Have you ever had a dream that was intentionally ruined by another person? A dream ruined by family? A dream whose ruination causes ongoing, if not permanent trauma every day of your life because there is no way to remove it from your eyes? Well, I have. And today, I'm reaching backwards in time to warn my younger self of the perils to come. So stick with me. It's a sad one, maybe, today? So, as I mentioned in the reboot video for this channel, I still have a lot of old footage from when I was trying to do something with this channel before I brought it back 9 years ago or however long it was. And among that footage was a visit that I took to Samuel Maxwell Cemetery in Baxter, Tennessee. Past me in that video is so hopeful and naive. They don't know the future to come yet. And I feel like maybe it will help present me, who at the time was future me, if I can reach out to that past me and just kill the dream early, get it out of the way early, so it softens the blow when it happens later. So let's watch the presentation, and I will warn myself and mentally save myself, because I don't really know what else to do. But if the collective dream is added to through cinema, and cinema creates new realities, then maybe there's some sort of tunnel here that I can build by talking backward into the past. No promises, of course, but let's see. Are you there, old self? What's going on? I am at the Samuel... Hey, how are you younger than me? You look older than me, and you're wearing two shirts. Sorry, that was rude. If it's any consolation, you'll get cancer in a couple years, and you'll come out looking a lot younger. Sorry, go ahead. I am at the Samuel Maxwell Cemetery outside of Nashville, Tennessee. It's a ways outside. It's before even Mount Juliet if you're heading west on I-40. I guess technically this is Baxter, Tennessee. And I love this graveyard. Or cemetery rather, since there's no church involved. But it's up on a hill overlooking a gas station. You have to go up a little road that is unmarked, and what it is this guy, Samuel Maxwell, this was land he owned, and when he died, he did what I want to do, which is to make his land a cemetery. Okay, hang on. Yeah. You want to make your land a cemetery. You're feeling really good about that, I know. 2017, 2018, you were all about that. Anyway, I'm sorry, again. Tell us more about Samuel Maxwell. Samuel Maxwell started this cemetery. He died, his wife died, they're both buried here. And you can't be buried here unless you are in some way related to Samuel Maxwell. And there are still people, apparently, that are continued to be buried here who are down through the Samuel Maxwell lineage. Although there are not so many Maxwells, there are a lot of Maxwells actually, but maybe not, they might be rivaled by the Gentrys. There's a lot of Gentrys here. Everywhere you look, there's some Browns, there's some Maynards, but there's a lot of Gentrys, Gentry, and Maxwell, Sawyer Maxwell, everywhere. But of course that makes sense. This is the Maxwell Cemetery, Samuel Maxwell Cemetery. It's a lot of Maxwells, but why do you like this family so much? This guy did it.
He turned his land into a final resting place for himself and his family for generations to come. They have their own board that oversees, like a board of trustees that oversees this cemetery. This is a cemetery done right.
Yeah, well, it's not that great, though. It's right up from a gas station. There's a lot of traffic. You can hear it. Who would even want to go up there?
Up here in Nashville, very pleasant. I've never been up here and seen anybody else up here. There are benches at a few of the graves. It's just a nice place to hang out. Let me read the inscription to you on what this place is about, what it says the story of Samuel Maxwell is. It says, as you can read for yourself, in memory of Samuel Maxwell, pioneer, 1781 to 1848, came from Virginia in 1806 and raised 11 children on an 840-acre farm. He set aside this hill as the family burial plot. He was the first to be buried here, followed by his wife, Martha Paxton Maxwell, 1 month later. Right here is, if you would like to make a contribution to the cemetery, how to do it. If you would like to give money to the cemetery of a family that would not let you be buried here in a cemetery that you are not related to in any way, it's still a really nice place. So if you want to chuck them some bucks, here it is on a tree. Maxwell Cemetery, care of Howard Brown, 1069 Elmore Town Road, Baxter, Tennessee, 38555. If you'd like to preserve this cemetery.
Oh, man. Your heart is in the right place. I hate this.
I like this grave a lot. It has a rustic feel. Mary, Ruth, and Harry are buried here. Sullins is the last name. I don't know what kin they were to Samuel Maxwell, but I just look at the grave. I like it. I like the feel of this grave. When the toil is over, then comes rest and peace. Boy, if nothing readies you for death and makes you feel better about death than that, then
You okay?
Yeah, I don't know what out there, what could better prepare you and make you feel better for death than that. It seems very nice, the idea of dying and resting and having peace, when you read it on a tombstone like that. Lucky bastards. They got a good old American flag blowing in the wind at this one. Just to let you know, this is in America.
No, let's not even get into that right now. This one's going to be heavy enough. We don't need to talk about America.
Actually, there's a lot of gentries in this one. There's gentries everywhere in Maxwell Cemetery. Look at that. There might actually be more gentries than Maxwells in here.
Well, hey, that's good. Family names, they're stupid. Family names are stupid. Just make it Gentry Cemetery. Just get out of there. Like, it's not even what you thought it was. It's Gentry Cemetery. Just get on down the road.
That's a gentry. Those people are gentries.
Yeah, good for them.
I guess the gentries must have married in big to the Maxwells.
Cool.
And right here is the grave of the man himself, Samuel Maxwell. As you can see, 1848 this guy died. 1781 this guy was born. And they're still burying people here. That just goes to show how time just keeps pushing on and pushing on and pushing on, and people just keep creating more and more people and then throwing them in their yards of their dead ancestors. Samuel's wife is right over here next to him in this grave. Her name is Martha. They're very similar old graves, obviously. But yeah, this whole place is here because of this guy, Samuel Maxwell. He's the first person buried here. And these are his people. And I'm hanging out with them in his cemetery, getting ideas.
Yeah, you don't need ideas. It's cool and all, but you're maybe a little overzealous.
Somebody in this cemetery gets a, what do you call this thing, an obelisk? as their grave, and I don't see, there's no inscription on it, and the headstone or footstone, the other stones around it, are too worn down to see. So these are probably some 1700 to 1800 people living in the 1700s, dying in the 1800s or whatever. These are really old. So that's something else I like about this place. Another thing is that they mix the old graves and the new graves together very well. It's really cool seeing, people who haven't even died yet, who have graves here, that were born in the 20s, sitting just feet away from people that died in the 1800s, whose graves you can barely read anymore. Like, I really like the whole all in together aspect of this cemetery a lot. It's worth a visit. It's worth a meditation. It's a good place to just like chill out. There's trees, there's benches. Like, this may as well be a park up here, and I don't even see any signs to it or anything. I just came up here accidentally one day to check it out, and I really find peace in this spot. Really like this spot. I like that we're mixing old souls with new souls, and all the souls here all together, and you have living people that are keeping it going. That's teamwork. That's teamwork between the living and the dead of all time. Good job, dead people.
I can't argue with that. It is cool. Teamwork is good, but you got to trust the team. You've got to trust the team.
See, they have this little box here that has all this information about this cemetery, including a register of everyone here who's buried here. You'll have to get a key to get in there. It's actually stapled at the top. It's several sheets, but it's there. All the veterans buried here. The flower policy, which more cemeteries need. The internment policy. A cemetery with policies that are still being enacted with graves this old. Internment policy, what it takes to be buried here. Here's the key information. Founder Samuel Maxwell was the first burial in 1848. There's a memorial service where they decorate. First Sunday in August each year, 10:30 a.m. Just missed that. They're registered as a non-profit organization with the state of Tennessee, and there's a 5-member board of trustees. I am gaining this knowledge so I can learn how to keep my own cemetery going once I'm dead.
All right, look, I don't know if what you were trying to do is going to happen. I know you got your pet cemetery, and I know you want to be buried with those pets on your family land, but there's something you're going to find out. So if I tell you now, maybe it won't be so hard when it gets to this version of myself.
They're doing it right in this cemetery. They are doing it right. Except for the plastic flowers. We need more real flowers, less plastic in all of our cemeteries.
Yeah, I agree, but you're not listening. You know those couple acres adjacent to your property? The ones your dad left for you in his will? The ones he continually told you would be yours when he died, anytime that you try to talk to him about the fact that he secretly reparceled the family land and lied about it 8 months before you purchased it from him?
Good job, though, otherwise, Samuel Maxwell Cemetery Board of Trustees.
Dude, seriously. You need to chill out for a minute. I don't think you even realize that those woods behind your pet cemetery aren't yours. And they're never going to be. I think you know by now that when he showed you the property changes, he used a map with all these adjacent properties together so you wouldn't understand that he was keeping half the land you thought you were buying. He actually cut it clean off at the fence line. You were wrong to trust him, and you should stop trusting him immediately.
And those board of trustees do not fool around. They got it down. Approval must be obtained from the board of trustees before placement of tombstones or markers for future family graves. So even if you're kin to Samuel Maxwell, you got to talk to that board. I like that board. I want to have a board for mine. when my cemetery when I'm dead.
Oh, you're really breaking my heart. I need you to stop talking, please. You can make a little cemetery, but it's not going to be the preserved family park type thing that you're so enthusiastic about. The land is going to become a very bad feeling for you. You're going to become very depressed, and you will feel like... But then that would mean your grave would have to be settled, which turns it into a weird catch-22, because you want to be buried there anyway, or you did.
So the board is holding it down. They tell you they're making this place nice and keeping all the riffraff out. Those black sheep, second cousins, get out of here. Samuel Maxwell doesn't want you here, or maybe he does. You got to ask the board of trustees.
Okay, right there. Stop. Black sheep, second cousin. You need to know this. It's my only chance to lessen your future pain when it comes around to here. You are the black sheep cousin. It's you. Your father is going to secretly sell that land, your supposed inheritance, to your first cousin, Brandon. You will try to buy it from him, but he won't sell it to you. And then he'll blame his girlfriend for that. He'll tell you they want to build something for themselves there, and he'll say that you'll be the first to know if he changes his mind. But he'll change his mind, and he won't tell you anything. Just like your father. Just like your father. And they were probably in some cahoots deeper than what I even know at this point. But your cousin will sell it to strangers, and they'll build a huge gaudy mansion in your backyard, and they'll blast house lights every night, all night. And you'll never have privacy again. Yeah, it's rough. You'll be cut off from the trees. All the animals back there, the lightning bugs, be on their tree line now. You don't really have a tree line. The stars will get dimmer. And out every window, you will see the betrayal of your father. And your MAGA cousin who pretends to be a Christian and pretends to be friendly, but can really give a fuck about you if there's money on the table. It's going to be the hardest thing you have ever dealt with, worse than cancer. Rivaled only by the death of loved ones, but at least you don't have to look at their corpses every day like you do the land around you, like you do your generational family farm. I'm sorry to break it to you. I know you had high hopes and big plans as the last of your family namesake on the family land. But your dad's a narcissist. He always has been. Sorry it took so long for you to see. Everything was just a ruse to deflect blame until he could destroy your happiness. You'll learn that it wasn't even about the money, because you could have bought that land yourself had he actually come to you. But here's what will really happen. You'll get cancer again in 2020. A week after your diagnosis, you'll pay off the house you bought. And that's exactly when your father and his jerk-off nephew will ruin your home life, your happiness, and your dreams for the future. He'll take advantage of the fact you're down with cancer. And one day, you'll call him just to chat. And he'll spend 7 hours on the phone berating you. 7 hours making you feel small, insignificant, and telling you what a piece of shit you are, basically. He'll tell you he always thought you were the type that would unalive yourself. And how worthless you and anyone else who went to college is. He will blame you for every problem in his life. His life. He will position you as the ultimate failure and express grave disappointment and never let you get a word in. You'll eventually hang up. Then you'll send a text that says you don't want to talk on the phone again unless he can agree to speak to you civilly like a human being and like his offspring. You'll tell him you'll text all you want, but you won't hold a phone conversation unless he can promise that one thing. Just humility. Just humility. That will seal your fate. That will seal your fate. That will give him the excuse to destroy you. He will tell your shitty cousin and your shitty cousin's shitty mom, your father's sister, your aunt, that you and he had a falling out and you're no longer on speaking terms, that you're no longer speaking to him. And like any narcissist, he will blame you for his trespasses against you. And then your shitty aunt will call you entitled. No one will care how you feel. Not your father, not your aunt, not your cousin. You'll lose your mind, and they'll make money. And I still don't know all the parameters of what they worked out. Supposedly some trade for a porch and all this stuff. They'll never want me to ask the truth because they'll never want to let themselves feel guilt. Meanwhile, good Christians they will pretend to be. When your father finally agrees to speak civilly to you, you will call him immediately. His first words back to you will be that he almost sold that land to someone else. At that time, it will seem like a threat, like take my shit or lose your dreams. But it's really a lie. Because when he tells you what he almost did, know now for later, he's telling you what he actually did. What he already did. He just didn't have the courage to frame it honestly. I don't have a lot of footage, so I'm going to keep reusing the same turning away shot. Haha. You won't hear from him after that, except when you call him and plead with him to fix the situation. This will lead to your number getting blocked. And in the meantime, he'll just tell you every reason you no longer deserve access to the long-time family land. That list will range from breaking his record player when you were 3 years old to stomping out of the bathroom when you were 14 to being unsuccessful at fulfilling his dreams and financial coffers when he helps you build a home recording studio in his house and then expects you to figure out how to run it like a business by yourself and give him half the money while also paying him rent. You'll learn he's hated you all your life and he's been keeping score, which is generally a sign somebody hates you. He'll also talk a lot about how you aren't really part of the family, about how you didn't visit your grandmother enough before she died, though his little beloved nephew, your cousin, wasn't visiting any more than you or I. And wait until you see your granny's grave. She dies in 2020. This is her grave in 2025. You offered to get the death date engraved and to pay for it? Your father and your aunt, the mother of your cousin, will insist that they take care of it. But again, she died in 2020. This picture is from 2025. And like I said, your cousin won't do you any better than your father. You'll ask to buy the property from him, or at least just 50 feet over your fence line so you can keep some trees. So you can keep some of the original property before your father cut it 8 months before selling it to you. He'll take a week before giving you an answer. And then, like I said, will blame his girlfriend when he tells you no. However, he will assure you that if that changes, or if he changes his mind about building his home there, then you'll be the first to know. And he'll offer to sell it to you first. Well, he won't. Don't believe him. And you'll never know until it's gone completely and left in the hands of wealthy strangers. He doesn't care about you any more than your father does, and the Christianity is just a social ruse for them. So, if you can do yourself any favors, don't believe these fucking people and don't give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't have enough old footage to cut back to. Samuel Maxwell Cemetery is great, and it was a good aspiration for a while. And you can still have your cemetery, but it's basically going to be in a subdivision with the ugly houses of strangers looming over it. No park, no breathing room, no family name on the park. You're definitely not going to put the last name on any cemetery that you do leave behind. It's poison to you now, or it will be. It is to me. There'll be no preservation of something you loved and counted on so deeply, something you felt so deeply, something so important to you. Needless for it to be this way, of course. And it's going to feel really bad every day. You won't be able to escape it. You will live in the trauma. I'd like to tell you that it will pass, as all things do, but you're left with a lot to figure out. And your trauma will be reinforced literally every day. You're living in the middle of the trauma all around you. These people have moved on with their money, and you're stuck in the muck that they made, in the feelings that they stabbed out of you. And moving on is not going to be a viable option for you after 2020. That's a whole other thing.
American flag.
You buried your beloved on that land. You vowed never to be rid of it, but to grow it, to make it flourish, to make it better for a community. Your father knew that. He helped you bury your beloved. And it was exactly what he needed to hurt you later in the worst way possible. If there's any silver lining, it's that you'll have less attachments to give up when you die. But there will be a period where that death can't come soon enough. And maybe one day, maybe, I'll be able to get out of that period. Anyway, thank you for your report on Samuel Maxwell Cemetery, old self. Sorry to bust your bubble. Let's get one more confused reaction shot just to bring it home. Okay. Sorry, kid. But hey. Like and subscribe.